How do you deal with injustice, disrespect, or feeling powerless, especially when it's aimed right at you? Do you get angry, shut down, or secretly wish you could teach the other person a lesson? Let me tell you about one of the most inspiring human beings in recent history, Nelson Mandela. From 1962 to 1990, that's almost 30 years, Mandela was locked away. 30 years behind bars. From the moment of his capture, he was labeled enemy number one. Imagine being imprisoned under a regime driven by racial hatred, guarded exclusively by white guards determined to break him, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually too. But Mandela realized something powerful very early on. He had absolutely no control over how those guards treated him. None. But what he could control, how he responded. So instead of giving in to anger, instead of feeling humiliated or bitter, Mandela chose something else. Dignity, calmness, respect. And you know what? Eventually, even some of those guards started respecting him back. He didn't just inspire fellow prisoners, he inspired his jailers too, from a cell. And that's why, after all those years of humiliation, when he finally stepped out into freedom, he famously said these powerful words: "As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison." Look, most people find injustice unbearable, especially when it's aimed directly at them. On top of injustice, so many of us struggle with feeling powerless. We try to control everything, fighting desperately against our own helplessness. But guess what? In reality, there are very few things you genuinely control, and how others treat or respond to you isn't one of them. Some folks will argue that at least you can influence others, but even that's an illusion. Sure, if you insult someone, they'll probably fire some harsh words right back at you. In that sense, you have a bit of influence, but being kind, gentle, or polite doesn't guarantee others will treat you with the same respect or won't betray you later. It may sound harsh, but let me say this clearly. How someone else behaves has absolutely nothing to do with you. That's their business, not yours. Your business is to hold yourself with dignity, just like Mandela did, and act accordingly. And unless you're trapped on an island with no way out, when someone treats you without respect, the wisest move you can make is to create distance. Simply walk away and don't look back. Because your real freedom isn't determined by what happens to you, but by how you choose to respond. But then, of course, a question pops up right away. How exactly do you keep that kind of inner peace, dignity, and respect? Especially when someone is treating you unjustly or even deliberately humiliating you. It all starts with clearly understanding what you actually control and what truly belongs to you. Because let's be brutally honest, there are only a handful of things you genuinely own in life, and these few things, they matter more than anything else. Listen carefully, because this can change your life. You are 100% responsible for and have absolute ownership of exactly 4 things: your words, your actions, your thoughts, and your emotions. That's it. Period. End of story. With a bit of practice, a bit of awareness, and a good dose of determination, you don't just own these things, you can have full control over them too. Think of it this way. Someone might insult you. They might call you names or try to provoke you. But you always have the choice of how to respond. You decide whether you say something back, whether you remain silent, whether you react respectfully or not. You own your words and actions fully. And your thoughts? That's entirely your business as well. Because yes, if someone says something hurtful or critical, your mind automatically processes it. That's normal. But the meaning you give those words is totally up to you. You decide whether those words actually matter or not, whether they deserve your attention or simply pass by. And then there are emotions. This is a tough one for many people. They believe emotions just happen, triggered automatically by someone else's words or actions. But let me tell you something crucial. Emotions never appear out of nowhere. There's always a thought preceding every emotion. Always. As long as you stay mindful and aware of your thoughts, particularly of the meaning and significance you attach to those thoughts, you will have control over your emotions too. And once you truly grasp this, you become unshakable. Because now your inner peace no longer depends on how someone else treats you. Your happiness no longer depends on external validation. Your strength, it comes from within. Just like Mandela, you choose your dignity, your calmness, your inner freedom, no matter what the world throws your way. But remember earlier when I told you how someone else behaves is absolutely none of your business. Let's go a bit deeper into that. Because here's the thing. How would you feel if someone constantly told you what you could and couldn't say? Or if they dictated exactly how, when, and why you should say it? What if someone was always correcting your behavior, deciding precisely how you should act, what you should think, and how you're supposed to feel at every single moment? Sounds terrible, right? You'd hate that. Nobody wants that kind of control placed on them. No one wants another person in their head, pulling the strings and deciding their emotions. So ask yourself honestly, if you wouldn't want that kind of interference in your own life, why on earth do you expect to control somebody else's? The truth is simple. Other people have every right to get angry, even unfairly. They have every right to be dishonest, unfair, even deceitful. Now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's nice or acceptable, or that you should just tolerate being treated badly. I'm simply saying their behavior is their choice, their responsibility, their business, not yours. Does this mean you're never allowed to speak up when something happens that genuinely hurts you? Of course not. Speak up if you feel it's going to help you heal, or if there's a real chance something can improve. But when you do speak, focus on expressing your own feelings clearly and calmly. Acknowledge honestly and openly, hey, what you did or said, it hurt me. That touched me. And look, I'm obviously not talking about small stuff here. Not those everyday situations like your partner forgetting flowers or drinking just one glass too many at dinner. Those are just normal life things we should openly discuss and handle together. No, what I'm talking about are the big things. Things like cheating, dishonesty, deliberate disrespect, lying, betrayal, stuff you absolutely shouldn't accept. Those are serious boundaries, and when someone crosses them, you have every right to speak up, or even better, to simply create distance, because your responsibility stops exactly at the line of your own behavior. You can't control their actions, but you can control how you respond. Just like Mandela. Choose clarity. Choose dignity. Choose freedom. That's your power. That's real inner strength.